Hace frío, puñeta. I think we're good. Are we good? Look at my tree. Oh my god, so cute. Bueno, ¿en qué quedamos? Let's start out with the basic today. We're gonna start out with the basic. I don't think I'm gonna last with this. I don't. It's funny because I look like I'm digging in my ass, but I promise I'm lifting up the fucking I'm lifting up the pillow that I'm sitting on. It's brick and I'm outside, for those of y'all who don't know, which is why I look like an Eskimo right now, but like, estamos ready. We ready. We ready. Let's hope these comments come up and cooperate today, because bueno. Let's put something in the air real quick. You heard? Let's put a little shine in the air real quick. Hi, Chinche. You're... Let me tell you, first of all, I know I ain't got a hat on right now, but like, hats off to my guy Chinche, because you've been on one. You've been in all the lives the last few weeks. I appreciate you, my guy. I thought we were losing you for a little while, a few months ago. Oh, no. You was in them bushes, boy. Hi, Tiff. Hi, Shayna. Look at you on time today. I'm a little astrologist. We need you today. We have a new moon tonight. New moon in Sagittarius, to be exact. And so it's very fitting that our girl is in attendance early this evening. Hi, Laura. I hope you're doing well. I've been praying for you, my girl. I've been praying for you. I've been waiting for this. Okay. We almost didn't make it today. Let me tell y'all a story about how your girl today almost got into a really bad wreck in Jersey. When I tell you, between me and my man, our angels was busy today. Because it seemed like everything and everyone around us got it. And we didn't even... Thank God, we didn't even get a scratch on us, let alone the vehicle. Like, we drove away unscathed. So, today was a day. Today was a day. And then after that, I felt like shit. I thought I was coming down with a cold. I got an instant headache. I was feeling nauseous. I was feeling all type of shit after that happened. All type of shit. So, today was a wicked one. We got some copa lit up in the back. I'm going to leave it back here, just out of the way. And I got my comments up. Hopefully they stay on. I got my munchies. We're going to get into elements. So it's going to be like a timestamp. I want to do like 6 to 8 cards for each sign. Because, yo, when I tell y'all it's brick. It's brick in real life. Where is my... elements, right? We're going to do elements. Hi, Corinne. I'm here forever. You heard? We locked in for life. For life, Bookie. For life. So I'm going to use the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. And I'm going to grab the element cards. So like that, I don't have to guess who we're going to talk to. And in what order. Water, earth, fire, and air. That's the way we're gonna do it. Water, earth, fire, and air, in that order. Before we even get into the cards, though, I hope everyone had a good day today. I hope everyone... It's December 1st. It is December 1st. Big shout out to all my Sagittarius babies. Today is a real special little boy's birthday. My baby is the big 8 today. So shout out to all my Sagittariuses. And happy December, yo. The last first of the year. I got Shalisha screaming in the back. She's inside. I don't know if she's gonna make her way to the stage today. I don't know, but we will see. We're gonna talk to the water signs first. So we're gonna be talking to Cancer, we're gonna be talking to Pisces, we're gonna be talking to Scorpio to start out this reading. The timestamps will be posted right as soon as this live is done. I'm gonna sit down and do the timestamps. They'll be in the description or in the chat. In the description or in the comments rather. And tonight, yes, tonight all 12 zodiac signs should be posted on the YouTube. So depending on where you guys are located, if you don't see it tonight, it'll be up for you in the morning. The 12 zodiac videos. So did I mention today's a new moon? I did. New moon in Sagittarius tonight. So before we get into any tarot for the water signs, I want to actually... Oh, I knew I forgot something. So in the chat, in the description box, I was supposed to post a wish list link. So from day 2 to day 31, if you're interested, the wish list will be linked in the description box. For today's live, since we're already up and running, I'm going to link it in the comments when I link the timestamps. I mean, when I add the timestamps, I'll add the link. I knew I forgot something. All right. So let's talk to the water signs. Let's see what the vibe is like for the water signs. House 11. House 11, which is Aquarius's house, which speaks of friends, like-minded individuals, like-minded groups. Also very much like humanitarian energy. It's Aquarius's house. Is what it is. I don't know what you may have in your 11th house. You may want to focus or like put your focus on that and see what's in your 11th house. They're telling me birds of a feather. Birds of a feather, darling. Birds of a feather. House 12, which is Pisces' house, which speaks of transcendence. It speaks of karma. It speaks of healing, spirituality. And it's interesting, right? Because I was just saying with House 11, birds of a feather, right? And in the House 12, the symbol is a cage being knocked over, open. I don't know if you guys can see that. The bird is flying away. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. And I think somebody's telling me, like, not this bird. Not this bird, Buki. Not this bird. Like, I'm breaking free. This, whatever this is, whatever this was, whatever y'all think this is about to be, not today. Not with me. I'm not the one. Like, this is, we're not doing that. This may have worked for my parents. This may have worked for my siblings. This may have worked for my ancestors. This may have worked for y'all. This ain't gonna be work. It's not gonna cut it for me, Cancer. It's not gonna cut it for me. Cancer, compassion, comfort, and nurture. Those are the 3 top energies for the Cancer card. I could be talking to a Cancer. You could have heavy Cancer placements in your chart. Someone could, this could be reflective. excuse me, this could be reflective of someone's relationship or someone's dynamic with their mother. Or this could be highlighting a mother wound. House 11, Aquarius energy. House 12, Pisces energy. And the Cancer card. Again, we are reading for the water signs. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I was writing in my notes yesterday. Was it? It was yesterday. I was writing in my notes and I meant to share it with the members. And it ain't that I forgot, but I felt some type of way and I was like hesitating on sharing it with the members. And for some reason, now I feel drawn to sharing it with everybody. But I was typing in my notes yesterday and I typed something along the lines of like, talking about the black sheep. I'm obviously not going to tell y'all verbatim, but I was talking about the black sheep energy. And in the thing that I was typing, on the note that I was typing, I was basically saying like, the black sheep, I'll be the black sheep with no problem. I know for a long time, being the black sheep was like shunned. Like it was like kind of not, it wasn't something that you should be proud of, being the black sheep, right? And then this thing happened where social media kind of kicked off this trend and everybody was like, it was the thing to do, to be the black sheep. I don't stand on either one of those stances. Like, I don't think it's something to be ashamed of, but I also don't think it's something that, listen, it's not for everybody, right? Being the black sheep, people, they claim it, but they don't really know what it really takes to be the black sheep. They don't really know what it takes to be the one to break the generational curses. Like it sounds good in theory. Oh, I'm the sore thumb that stands out. Or I'm the one that's different. I'm the one. It sounds great in theory, right? But there's a heavy responsibility with being the black sheep. And so I don't know. I guess this is where we're going with the water signs. So the cards that I took out, you're already familiar with this box. It's very hard to miss. It is the Rider-Waite, the standard deck. And we're going to pull some cards. Like I said, I'm intending anywhere between 6 and 8 cards for each element. But, you know how these readings go. So, Queen of Wands, first card out. I think something you were doubting or something someone else was doubting. Is this someone else doubting this in regard to you? I'm not sure, but the Queen of Wands speaks of confidence, but for some reason they're tapping me into an energy of doubt. It's like doubtful. I don't think the Queen of Wands is doubting this now. So if this is you and you're in this energy and you were doubting something, I do not believe you're doubting it anymore. Or this is other people that are doubting that this Queen of Wands can do something, see something through, get something done. There's a lot of doubt surrounding this Queen of Wands. That's very interesting to me because I don't usually get that energy from the Queen of Wands. First of all, water signs. Y'all not gonna do this to me. King of Wands. The King and Queen of Wands. This is King and Queen Petty to me. If you've been with me for a while, you know. This is King and Queen Petty. I don't know how I feel about this. because as much as I want to say this may be one person, both these energies may be one person, Spirit is like, no, exactly what you're seeing, that's exactly what this is. So that right there could be a message all in itself for someone. Someone was doubting a connection. So for some of us, this is going to be like, there's a friend or someone that you probably don't even, it's like you out, like externally you feel like you can't stand this person, but really what it is you can't stand the fact of like you're actually attracted to this person. There's actually something that's drawing you into this person. For some of us, it's going to be that way, where for others of us, this was already an item, this was already a relationship, and someone is doubting or was doubting if something could be successful or if something could be worked through. If that's the case, water signs, whatever it was that was being doubted at one point, someone's either, if you were doubting if someone could meet you at a certain level, if you were doubting that for whatever reason, whether it's their past actions were showing something different, or your fear, your own trauma, because I kind of low-key feel like someone may have been projecting their own shit from their past. So this is like if you had an ex from like years ago that did some fucked up shit to you, and now you're meeting someone and now you're projecting the fears that you had from the past onto this new person. For some of us, this is definitely a situation like that. The point of the message is that someone is, this is someone who's normally confident, typically confident in making certain decisions when it comes to romantic shit, or when it comes to this romantic situation particularly. Someone was normally confident. This could even be somebody who, because they're showing me the Seven of Swords, which is very interesting, water signs, because I don't know if this is a Seven of Swords that, because I don't see it on the table, but they're showing me the Seven of Swords. And so again, I don't know if this is a Seven of Swords situation that happened in the past with someone else, or if this is a Seven of Swords situation that it's something that happened in the past with this person in particular. Either way, there's an energy here of, I'm not usually the one to entertain something that I have to doubt, or that I have to question, or that I have doubt for. I'm not typically the person to sign up for some shit like that, or I'm not typically the person to like revisit something. Someone, you could have said this, if you're in the, whichever energy you're in, somebody's in the energy of the Queen of Wands, and whoever's in that position, there's a stance of like, I never want to put myself in a position where I have to question something like this again, whether it's with this particular person or anyone in general. There may also have been like a really dark space here where someone was saying to themselves like they never want to be invested in that. They never want to be invested. Is interesting because I don't have anything on the table to tell me someone's invested in anything. But there's an energy here of someone being invested in something. Maybe that may actually be the reason why someone's even considering something again. Someone has an investment somewhere. So it's fucked up for me to say it this way, but this is how they're showing it to me. An investment, like meaning children. So there's children involved. And I don't know, even if, let's say, for example, it will be the water signs to do this to me. But let's say, for example, you guys don't have children together. There's children involved. So either your children that are close to this person or their children that you formed a bond with. There's some type of connection here because the investment, they're making me feel like it's children. Normally when I hear investment and I think of relationships like romantic, I'll think time. Because that's typical for people to be like, oh, I invested so much time into this, I can't just walk away. And it may very well be that. But when they tell me I'm invested, it's because of there's a child. There's a child. And for someone here, you may have, even if you have children with someone else, it's like I invested time. My kid already saw me and mom or dad fail, and then now they're seeing this new relationship, even if it's not new, even if it's like you were with this person for 6 7 8 years, but it's a different person than their parent. And so there's a sense of, it's almost like a sense of responsibility. It feels very heavy that someone's wearing this. It's like, I can't let my kids see me fail again. For some, and not everyone, but for some, if this, especially if this is like romantic, there's a sense here where the kids, it's like there may be a couple that wants, I'm like, do you really want? Is it that you want to get back together? There's a question here. It's a really, you know, when you play Mario Brothers and you have the block, you know, the Mario jumps and hits the block and it has like a big question mark. They're showing me level 4 in Mario Brothers 3, which is like everything is giant, because they're showing, which is mad specific. The fact that I remember that is crazy work, because I have not played that game in years. But they're showing me a huge question mark of like, do we open this box again? Which essentially the question mark is a block. It's a question mark. So that makes sense the way they just spun that to me. But somebody, okay, I don't know if this is the water signs or if this is somebody who's watching me currently, like right now, live. The Mario Brothers reference, because they literally fished me all the way back to the beginning of this. Somebody could actually be doing the holidays different with their kids this year. I don't know why. They're not telling me like details, but they're making me feel like, if, for example, if normally you and your kids go out or travel or like go out to different family members' houses, the point is something is different this season, this year. Either you guys usually spend it together with family, you guys are spending it alone this year, or you guys usually visit a particular person, or you guys usually are a unit, or you're usually going back and forth between, you know, the kids are with me or the kids are with you this holiday, that holiday, and you guys are not doing that. It's like the opposite is happening this year. There's something happening this year that's different, because what the example that they gave me was like a child and a parent like playing video games and just kind of like sitting in for the holidays. I don't know why they showed me the Mario Brothers specifically. Somebody could be showing their kids like the classic games, maybe. That's very interesting. Either way, the point is the relationship aspect. There may be a question, which is how I got into the Mario thing. Somebody's name could be Mario, but there's a question here of like, do we do this? Can we do? There's very much the can we do this? Can we really? Are we really about to do this? There's a question, and it's not one. I keep saying there's a question. It's not one question. It's a lot of questions, because I feel like there's a lot of different variables that play into this. We're talking family. We're talking like, this may have been a couple that was like divorced, like straight divorced, like by law, and they're about to like be back together. Because I feel like there's a big thing that happened and someone now is like, so we did all of that and it's about to be this. Like, it feels very surreal. That's the word that I've been like coasting around. Surreal. And you fuck anybody else, right? It's like surreal for whoever the individuals are that are going through this. It's like, you may have not, you probably couldn't even stand this person for like 3 years. You know, it's like that. It's like, you know, people, when people go through divorce and like intense breakups, very seldom is it like amicable. Very seldom. And so, because they're making me feel like this may have been like a nasty separation, and for some reason they're bringing this back, or there's a question of bringing this back. Leave it on the table for me. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, you could tell me better than I could tell you at this point. But we're going to pull from the mini version, because I know I said this to that, cars, yada, yada. Y'all already know. Y'all should know better than to like listen when I say we're going to do this and that's it. The star. The star. First of all, your first card, water signs, was the 11th house, which is Aquarius's energy. The star is Aquarius energy. Somebody could be dealing with Aquarius or have heavy Aquarius in their chart. Or you could be a water sign and you could have had an Aquarius like telling you, I told you so. I told you this was going to happen. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. No, but the star represents a new beginning. And it's not, because they could have given me the Ace of Wands for the new beginning. But this is like a chance to do something again. So it's not just a new beginning. It's more so of like, they're showing me redemption. They're showing me the word redemption. There's something here to be redeemed. 6 of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. King of Cups. 8 of Swords. Y'all see this? Hold on. 5 of Wands. And the Hangman. King of Cups, 8 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and the Hangman. Someone needed to learn how to fight fair. I don't know who that resonates for, but someone needed or needs to learn how to fight fair. And I'll be honest, I said needed or needs, and it feels like needed. Someone needed to learn how to fight fair. We're going to leave that there. But the King of Cups, 8 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and the Hangman. Someone said something. And I think that instead of communicating how they felt about whatever was said, someone kind of shut down and internalized something that was said to them. Whether it's something that was said to them out of anger or something that was said to them like if someone had an emotional outburst, because it just feels like something was said and it's causing like it fucks somebody up here. For some of you, there may have been a conversation of like getting back together, or even if this is not romantically getting back together, there's an energy here of like co-parenting or working together again in some capacity, becoming a partner again in some capacity. But there's something here that, because Spirit is literally saying, make sure that you're not in this. 8 of Swords, 5 of Wands with the Hangman. This is Spirit saying, like, don't, make sure you're communicating what it is you're feeling. Because remember, for those of y'all who been with me for a while, the last like year or so, we've been reading this King of Cups as mute. The shit that he's feeling, it's not that he don't realize it or she don't realize it, because it could be a man or a woman. It's just the energy of the King of Cups. It's not a question of, do they recognize it? They understand what they're feeling. It's more so to the fact of it's almost like they're keeping it inside. They're not vocalizing this. They're not expressing this. And so the King of Cups has been very triggering for me for the last few months. Either way, there's an energy here of like, if this is going to be successful in any capacity, whether it's romantic or not, if this is going to be a successful venture, in order for it to be successful, you need to get out of this energy. Whatever was said to you, whatever was done to you, because I feel like, especially if you're like arguing and shit like that, a lot of times people who are emotionally immature, they'll say things just to get a reaction, or they'll say things just to hurt you specifically, even if they don't mean these things. And I'm not making an excuse. It's not right to do that. It's fucked up. People who do that are fucked up, but it is something that is very common. And so, because it kind of comes off as like, there's something here it's almost like a grudge. This feels like a grudge. Someone's holding a grudge. It's like they're still in love. They still have that love. They still have, if they were married, they still stand by their oath, by their vows. Even if they don't want to, like, they still are devoted to the idea of a family dynamic. They're invested. Remember I said that, water signs. But there's something here that's like, but that thing you said, bro, or like that thing you did, like, Spirit is saying, if you need to work through in order to make this work, you got to actually be honest with not only this person, but yourself. Like, what is it that you really feel in regards to the situations that took place? Express that, talk about that, communicate it, work through it, and then everything else kind of falls into place. But you can't just go with a whirlwind and just think that Because so the 11th and the 12th house coming out like that with Cancer, it almost makes me feel like someone may be trying or maybe questioning, like, can I compartmentalize this? Like, can I take the things that the feelings that don't feel so hot, and can I just bunch it up and kind of like act like it's not there? Can you do it? Yeah. Is it gonna be beneficial in the long run? No, absolutely not. So the question is, do you really want this to work? Or are you trying to go on another karmic cycle? Because if you really want it to work, if you really are going to give it your best effort, because this is not to say that you communicate effectively, it's going to be a forever thing, for sure thing. No, you still, you know, you always take a chance with people. You can't control what other people are going to do and how other people feel. The only thing you can do as a human in this human experience is make sure that you are being as genuine as you possibly can be. And again, not just for the sake of other people, but for yourself, for your own detriment, for your own mental health, for your own spiritual health, for your own self-worth. Like, you make sure that you get your points across. Make sure that you are heard. My water signs. I also feel really, really, really called to saying Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands with the Knight of Wands. I also feel drawn to saying for the water signs, don't get so caught up in the hype of like holiday season, because it does feel a little bit like a whirlwind. Remember that people are going to always show you their best outfits first. They're going to always come through with their best. They're going to come through their best dressed at first glance. And so if you are like rekindling something or like thinking about giving, like considering something again, just know, especially if it's happening now, like more and more, like if it's something that you guys were talking about, it was hypothetical, it was in theory, but like now holidays are coming up, and don't go all in, don't be all in until you're absolutely sure, because it does give me the feeling of like two people going from, can we do this, should we do this, do we want to do this, and instead of answering any of those questions or all of those questions, it's almost like, and they question it, and then the holidays are here, and it's like, all right, we're at the families, we're doing everything together, we're back together, everybody knows, we're like, it's just a thing, it's a big thing. And then it's one of those things where it's like, well, after the dust clears and the holidays are over and you have to actually sit face to face with this person on a day-to-day basis, and you still have shit that's unresolved, then what? So make sure that you don't go on a whirlwind. Make sure that you take your time, even through this holiday season. I don't know why I felt drawn to saying that, but I did. So moving on, because the water signs, like, oh no, oh no to tell you, I don't know what to tell you. This is also to brand new ass people. I just want to definitely put that out there. Because even if this is a relationship that was already something, like you guys were already married, you guys were already together, you guys already have children, even if there's already a past here, there is a brand new energy here, which would make me feel like, it would tell me that old dogs have learned new tricks. So be very careful with that, because even this counts even you. It's like, whoever you were when you were in this relationship in the past, whoever you are today is someone different. Even if this was 6 months ago, even if you guys broke up 6 months ago, even if you guys broke up 2 years ago, it don't matter. You're a different version of you today, just the same way they are a different version of who they are. So just tread carefully here, because this is like a whole new connection coming through. You've never been, even because somebody's like, I know this person like the back of my hand. You thought you knew them the first time around. Don't sleep on that. Don't lose sight of that. You thought you knew them the first time around. So be very careful with that energy. We're going to move on. Right? Because we're going to move on. Who we talking to next? Earth? Yeah, Earth. So we're going to talk to Virgo, we're going to talk to Capricorn, and we're going to talk to my Tauruses, of course. Let's see if this is still on. Yes or yes? Yeah. I love this thing. Earth. Let's see what the vibe is like for the earth signs. I'm like, I'm seeing this card for real. Am I seeing this card for real? Pluto, which speaks of transformation, which is interesting because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if my girl Shayna is still in the chat, but like, is Pluto still in Capricorn or did it move into Aquarius yet? Because I know Pluto's supposed to go into Aquarius for like the next, I don't even know how many years, but earth signs, persistence, patience, and above all else, practicality. Those are things that represent you. And so to get the Pluto card and the fact that Pluto just was in Capricorn for a really, really, really long time, what felt like a really, 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 really long time, especially as someone who has heavy Capricorn placements. The transformation, that word alone doesn't do justice for everything that has transpired. There's a thing about time where it just feels like, first of all, I can't believe I'm back here. Like, I can't believe I'm back here. I can't believe there's a sense of just like, there is reflection. Essentially, it just feels like, wow, we're doing this again. And I don't know if this is a job. I don't know if this is a relationship. To be quite frank, the transformation energy with Pluto feels like everything. It's everything. Somebody's like, it's everything. It is fuck a relationship. A relationship. Girl, I cannot believe that it's been a year. December 1st. Like, December 1st. You know, it's interesting because I think, and I'm just like, it's about to be New Year's again. And I used to love New Year's until recently. And I think about how, like, it's about to be another year without my brother. Another year. Like, I remember when a year felt like a long time. A year is like you blink your eye and it's a year. 2 years, 3. You blink and it's like, wasn't it just 2018? Like, how the fuck is it about to be 2025? So when I see this Pluto card, it feels like, damn, like reflecting, like someone's like, wow, okay. Like, we're really doing this. Like, we're really in this. Like, I'm in it. It's happening. There's no stopping it. I'm really growing up. I'm really getting older. Like, my kids are like, okay, it's really happening. The interesting thing with this is that I don't know why someone's making me feel like I'm lost in this translation. Like, so much is happening in this one short span of time that it's almost like it's been a lot in 1 year. It's been a lot in 1 month. It's a lot happening. And how can you not transform with all the time that has passed? Time feels very prominent there. Time. I think someone put a lot of energy into something. A lot of energy into something. And I think that I don't even know that there is an explanation for this, because I was about to say someone can't explain it. And I'm still going to say there is a message here of like, I can't explain this feeling, this emotion. Like, I can't explain it. I can't explain how it happened or when it happened. But it happened. And I can't even explain like the process. Someone may be at a loss for words, because even with me trying to get this message across, it's like the change feels drastic though. I'll be honest. The change feels drastic. It feels like you couldn't even fathom. You couldn't even fathom where I was this time last year and where I am this time this year. I don't know how. I couldn't even tell you the legwork that it took to get here, because I've been in tunnel vision. I've been working on myself, and internally and externally. I've been doing all these things, but I couldn't even tell you when the switch happened. Like, that's how quick it feels like it's happening. The 5th house is who? Virgo? Leo. The 5th house is Leo energy. The 5th house speaks of passion. It speaks of confidence, and it speaks of creativity. It also is very loud and very vibrant, which Leo energy, right? Makes perfect sense. Gemini. Okay. So we're gonna, before we get to that, we're gonna talk about the South Node. This is something that was always meant to be let go. The South Node. And again, I don't know if my girl Shayna's in the chat, but like, she's the one to ask about these questions. I know she be wanting to wring my neck, like, bitch, stop sending these people to me. I don't give a fuck. You know your shit. Stop doubting yourself, because I know something's going on with the nodes. I know they're like, if they haven't done it already, they're about to be like switching the South and the North Node. There's important shit happening there in the next, or in the last few months, or in the next few months. It's happening. The South Node card is something that's always destined to be let go. Something is always, it was always supposed to not be yours. That thing that got away from you, that person, that relationship, that thought frame, that mindset, whatever it was, the belief, it left you because it was never supposed to be with you for long. That's what the South Node energy represents in this deck specific. It even says destined to release. It was always meant to be let go of. It says it on the bottom, destined to release. And then Gemini energy. Anybody who's coming in right now, we're talking to the earth signs. We just did the water signs, but we're talking to the earth signs. Gemini energy, curiosity and intellect, and also networking, which is interesting because I just said my girl Shayna, I know she be wanting to wring my neck. I just know it. But like networking, like, I think networking is going to be a big thing for the collective, especially in like this new year, coming into this new year. I was intended to pull from the bigger right away, but I reached for the little one, and so we're going to start here. 6 of Swords, which I know the 6 of Swords is under this one. 6 of Swords and the Hermit. And the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. I think someone is moving. Someone is, and I've been saying this for the last few lives. I know I said this or made even the smallest reference to the fact that someone who was normally closed off to certain things is all of a sudden feeling like a desire to like open up or to explore certain things where they didn't feel it before, but they're feeling it now. They're feeling drawn to certain things now. I also want to say Hermit and the 6 of Swords, earth signs, someone's making me feel like there's certain beliefs. I questioned that for a second, but somebody's like, yeah, I seen it all in your face. I'm telling you. Someone was questioning certain beliefs. Someone, and it's not even that you were questioning it. It's like with the Hermit energy, it's like, this was what my heart, I was dead set on this. This was it for me. This was what I believed. There was no way, like I was indoctrinated. Like there was no way I was seeing it any other way but this way. And it feels like for a long time that may have been a thing. It may have been a thing for a long time for someone. But with the 6 of Swords following that Hermit energy, it's almost like someone is now moving on from that. I no longer believe that this is the only way to do something. I no longer believe that things can only go that way. I no longer believe that this is the right way and the only way that's possible. Like, I no longer believe certain things that I would have went to bat for in the past. I no longer believe that. Why are these comments not coming up? Making me nuts. The Wheel of Fortune with the Ten of Swords. I was just talking about the nodes, and I think so. The Wheel of Fortune speaks of change, and the Ten of Swords, I just was like Ten of Wands, bitch, not the Ten of Swords, and it's the Ten of Swords. I was right. Don't second guess yourself. First of all, you saw that what I just did. Don't do that. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess your intuition. Trust your intuition. I know we say that a lot, but as much as we say it, and then when our intuition tells us things, we still question it. Somebody, as I'm saying that, somebody's like, word, touche. Don't question the intuition. But more than anything else, what I was talking about, the nodes, change. The nodes are changing. Remember I was saying something's happening with the nodes? I don't know what exactly. It's that they're changing. What I don't know, because I said that wrong. What I don't know is I don't know what they're moving into, but I know that the nodes are changing. I don't know why the fuck that even matters. Like, why that's relevant. Because I definitely wanted to, like, make a point to correct myself there. I do want to say, oh, maybe this is why. Because I was just going to say, I do want to say this. I don't know why it feels important to say this. I don't know why it feels, because even for those of us who are watching this and aren't, because I'm not an astrologer. I'm like nowhere near it. I go to Rodin for my astrology stuff because I don't be knowing what the fuck is going on astrologically, but I believe in it, and I know that there's a lot of truth in it, and there's a significant shift happening with the nodes. So even if you're watching me and you're not necessarily into the astrology aspect, you may want to look that up. I don't know, look it up on Google or like look it up on YouTube, and just to learn more about it, because I feel like this is specific for certain people, because it feels like if you research what's happening with the nodes, it might help you make sense of certain things that you're feeling or certain things that you are going through. That may actually be a message for my damn self. I know, it's funny because I keep referencing Shayna, and I know she's a Pisces, and I know that I have one of my nodes is in Pisces. I don't know which one. Again, I'm not an astrologer. Either way. The Wheel of Fortune and that Ten of Swords, earth signs, it makes me feel like the change that's coming in is someone moving on from something, essentially, is what it feels like. And again, I know it's something that we have said before, but I think it's like we've moved on like baby steps. Like we've taken one step forward, one step forward, one step forward. Every time we're moving on from something, every time we're transforming something, because I know those words are so heavily used in the community. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know? But like this, because we saw the Ten of Swords, and then with the Wheel of Fortune, and then we saw the Four of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. And so that Four of Swords is healing. It's healing. And it's interesting because it's not, I don't know that anything in particular happens to heal. I just feel like it's time. It's time for us to get over this. It's time for us to move past this. It's time for us to no longer hold on to this. It's time for us to evolve past something. Like, it's time. It just feels like time. The Hermit and the Nine of Cups. Someone, I don't know who this is going to resonate for, but there's an energy here of someone who has shifted their perspective. I want to be very clear here, because I feel like this may even be dialogue between two or more people, because someone here is giving me the energy of like questioning, like, so all of a sudden you changed, or all of a sudden you're just not that person anymore. And quite honestly, the answer is yes. I don't know who's having this conversation, but someone is like, so this person just changed? They just woke up and changed their mind? Yeah. Listen, don't shoot the messenger. I don't know who this is. I don't know in what reference we're talking, in what regard, but today, and I've been saying this, I've been tapping into this energy. In the end of November, I was tapping into this energy where someone, whether it's you or someone else, there's someone that was like feeling something and real gung-ho about it for the longest time, and now it's just like, I no longer believe that, or this now makes sense to me. There's also, okay, so this is why this is coming up for the earth signs, because there's also this feeling of comfortability. And it's not like you're so comfortable that you're doing stupid shit. It's not even that. It's like, for some, whatever this is that's someone has changed their mind about, or someone has shifted their belief about, there's an underlying fear tied to it, where it's like you change your mind about your religion. Like, you should be afraid to express that. That's the feeling. It's like you should be afraid to like admit that you are questioning certain things, or no longer believe certain things, or no longer standing in solidarity with certain things, aspects, relationships, whatever. Society maybe is saying you should have that fear tied to it, or other people, your family, your spouse, your children. I don't know. Maybe the shadow side of you is making you feel like, bitch, you're not scared to like admit this out loud in public. In public, you're gonna talk about this. Like, you sure you don't want to sit with this for a little bit longer? But I feel my earth signs are just like logic. And that's it. This is why this is coming up for the earth's energy, because whether you're a Pisces watching this, whether you are a fucking Aries watching this, whether you're an Aquarius watching this, it's gonna resonate in a way where, if it makes sense, if it logically makes sense, there's really no disputing this. I'm not gonna sit and hold on to like, I'm not gonna banter, I'm not gonna go back and forth about something, even internally, just because my ancestors did that. So again, we're going back to the black sheep thing that we were talking about with the fire signs, which again, I mean, not the fire signs, the water signs. So again, it's, the signs are all tied in here. They're all tied in, because it just feels to me like this is a conversation. Yo, the way I feel like a fly on the wall, there's a conversation between either two or more people, and someone has changed their mind about something big, something profound here, and the other people, or the other person is like, so that's it? Just, this could even be a breakup. This is like someone who's like, we've been together 20 years, and today I'm just like, this ain't for me. My hands up. This is no longer something that because I've been fishing. I've been trying to like make it work. I've been like carving the fucking edges to make the puzzle pieces fit and I just no longer have the desire to do that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. It's not something I want to pursue any longer. It is what it is. And that's the feeling that I'm getting. And that's very interesting to me. It's very interesting. Somebody's like, that's very Gemini. It's a very Gemini thing to do. I do have Gemini on the table. But somebody is saying that. Somebody's like, that's a Gemini thing to do. I mean, life happens, man. Life happens. I don't even know what other way to express this. Someone may be taken back too, because so earth energy is typically a conversation. It is a conversation. For someone, this may have been a dialogue internally. This conversation may have been taking place internally, where somebody is like, so I just want to be around people all of a sudden? Like, I hate people. And spirit is like, do you really hate people? Or do you hate the people that you was around? Like, is it their energy that you didn't like? Or is it that you don't like to be around people, period? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's interesting, because every time I talk to people who feel that way in particular, I just had a conversation recently with somebody, and they were saying like, I don't like being around people. And I was like, well, is it you don't like being around people, or you don't like the fact that for some reason there's a part of you that feels timid whenever you are around people? And so you don't like who you are when you're around people. And instead of working through whatever it is you got going on, you kind of project that onto other people. Does that make sense? Because when I said it to this person we were face to face, and this person looked at me and was like, Like, it made perfect sense to them. They understood exactly the point that I was getting at. And it's somebody that I love. Like, it's not even like I was being funny with this person. I just was genuinely like, is it that you don't like people? Or like, there's something that, it's something internal that you feel awkward when you're around specific people, specific type of people. And so because you're uncomfortable for whatever reason, you just project it as like, I just don't like to be around people or those people. You know? But there's a thing here. There's a thing here where somebody was one way and is now, it's something different. And so this dialogue that's happening, it feels good because it feels like, I don't feel like someone's fighting it anymore. We saw the 9 of Wands at some point here, but I just feel like if someone was trying to push off of this in the past, or like trying to like act like it wasn't a thing, they're no longer doing that. Someone's no longer feeding that energy. Someone is very much like, okay, this is what I got going on and I want to address this because I no longer want to be uncomfortable. I no longer want to be in a position, or I no longer want to be comfortable to the point where I'm doing the shit that I shouldn't be doing. Who we got next? Because like, what's going on here? I don't know. This month, December, is about to be real interesting. And I knew it. Like, I knew this when we was live yesterday, right? Yesterday was it, or the day before? Fire. Fuego. Fuego. Aries, Sagittarius, and my Leos. Fuego. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know where this comes from, and I think you don't either, fire signs, because I feel like there's an optimism that has covered. It feels like a blanket. It feels like a blanket covering someone. Or unless it's being removed, the blanket may be being removed. It feels like optimism, and it feels like, I feel like it's been a long time since I've had it, or a long time since I've experienced this, or a long time since I've felt this. A long time. There's a really important, again, a really important thing to do with time. Time. 9 of Swords. The Empress, the Page of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. Fire signs, you may have the shortest reading tonight. Because when I tell you, this is literally what I just was saying before I picked up the cards. There's an optimism, and for some of you, it's like it's covering you. It's both, and it's for everyone. It's like, I don't know how to explain this. They're showing me someone being covered, like by a frisa, by a blanket, like covered, like warmed up, like being embraced. And it's optimism that's covering someone. But in the same retrospect, it's like, it's almost like I'm being freed from it. So for me, I'm looking at it. They're making me feel like this, like the warmth of something. But essentially what it's doing is making me break free. Like I feel like I'm taking the cuito off. But the optimism that is left behind, this feels very new. Because it feels like it's been a long time since I've had this. Now for some, this is either a mother figure, or you may be a mother. You may be doing this for your children, or you may have so much optimism these days that there's something going on with someone and their kids, and it feels like a mom and the kids, and it feels like and especially if you have like multiple children, in my mind, I'm like, please don't make me go into this again. I literally was like 20 minutes on a kid's subject the last live. I'm not trying to do that again, but this feels different. This feels like someone, and this may be specific, fire signs, somebody may have, I don't think you've had a bad relationship with your children, but I think that someone may have been young which I could relate to this. Someone may have been young when they had kids or when they had a kid. And I think that someone, which again, I could relate to this, it feels like tunnel vision. It feels like I was just trying to make sure that my kids were alive, safe, fed, didn't put their fingers or forks in the sockets. Like I was just, it was almost, it's tunnel vision. Like I was so focused, laser focused on this, like making sure the bills were paid, making sure I had the apartment, making sure I fed them, making sure that I didn't have the time to actually enjoy my kids. Someone's making me feel like this. I also want to say for the fire signs that I feel like this is something that I don't, and it's not that I don't think you've never realized this or noticed this, but I think that because you were so long in tunnel vision, that I think that now, for some reason, now, like I said, this Pluto shit happening, even though you're fire energy, it affects you just as much. I just feel like it's something that, again, it didn't make sense before. You didn't realize there was an issue. You didn't realize something was missing. You didn't realize you were missing the mark on something. But now you see that it's like, yo, I was trying to make sure my kids were safe this whole time that I forgot to like give hugs, or I forgot to, there's something here specific that is like, I'm not enjoying them. I'm not, like, I show up to the award ceremonies, I show up to school, I show up to what, like the things I need to do, but I'm not, and it's not that you're doing it because you are a bad person. It's, I literally feel like you're flying off the edge of your seat. Like, I think that you're doing the best with what you have. And I think that this may be something that you have been accustomed to doing for a long time. Whoever I'm tapping into may have had like a really shady time. Like, not that they're shady, but like some real foul shit may have taken place that really sent you, because it feels like I'm going for like a curve. Like, it feels like a curveball. It feels like something happened and it threw me off. Like a depression, postpartum, cheating, like something happened, and like I was on my shit, my P's and Q's, and something happened and it kind of threw me for a loop and it fucked me up. And so I'm hanging on by a thread. I'm trying to make sure I got everything the way it's supposed to go, but like this, I don't realize that I'm missing a big aspect here. Like I was missing a big part. And it's something that not only your kid or your kids were being affected by, I think essentially you're being affected by it as well. It just feels like there was something missing, and it feels like a connection, like a level of connection between you and the kids. Either way, this feels like it goes from it being the norm to all of a sudden, the minute it, because it, again, it comes off the way it did for the earth and for the water signs, where it's like the realization sets in and it's like, oh, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I see I needed to be, you know, making room for this, making room for this. Even if this wasn't perfect, it's cool. I need to make room for like, I feel like someone's adjusting or readjusting their shit. I also feel very serious about this, which is very interesting for the fire signs. It's like, I want to go as far as to say, for some of you, you may have had people around you, baby daddies, baby mamas, in-laws, your own family members. There may have been people around you that are like, have been making it seem like there was things that you were falling short on and you was doing it on purpose or because you were selfish. And I feel that heavily. I feel like people try to blame you, put blame on you for certain things that were out of your control. And I'm not making an excuse for anyone, but it just feels like that. I genuinely feel like, because the minute that you realize, okay, wait, hold on, this is affecting, this is really happening, this is really a thing, I feel like you're doing the work at the very least to rectify it. Now, the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Wands, that's 6 wands on the table. And I said optimism. There's something here that you didn't even realize was missing, or something here that you, even if you knew it was coming or you knew it had to be done, you didn't feel optimistic about it, but you feel it now with the Page of Wands. That's optimism. And the Five of Wands is the chaos. It's, I'm trying to maneuver my way through. I said this. I've been trying to maneuver my way through here. I'm trying to figure this out. I ain't doing it perfectly. We ain't got a handbook. I'm not going, you know, direction step 1, step 2, step 3. I don't got the luxury of having that. I made some mistakes along the way, but like I'm still trying to do what I got to do. And I think because it ultimately is a 6 of Wands. So I feel, again, I'm not making excuses for anybody, but I think that, and I guess that's the main message for the fire signs. It's like, somebody may be hard on themselves because of this. Somebody may be like, what the fuck? Like, I missed the mark by a lot. And the other day I was saying to the collective, I was saying it collectively, have that grace for yourself. Because at the end of the day, um, we're all human. Yeah, we're all having this human experience. There's no way we're going to get it. There's no book for this, right? And so having that grace for yourself and having that compassion, that understanding, like, all right, I wasn't doing the best I could have been doing, or I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, or, you know, I wasn't doing what they needed me to do, or whatever the case is, but like, I was doing the best I could. I feel that heavily with somebody. It's very sad. The feeling is very sad. That's interesting. Um, it's interesting to me, the reader, because I understand this. Like, for me, the message comes in and I'm like, oh, I see. I understand. Like, this, you did the best that you could do with what you was given. And so I get that, right? But I feel like whoever is the person that is doing this, they're the ones that are being hard on themselves. The hardest on themselves, if anything else. Because with the Emperor here, that's why I'm talking about the kids. Because it feels like it has to do with children. With children. For someone, there could be a fire sign that there was something really big lacking in their childhood. And I think that it's very difficult for them to even have that conversation, because I think that they are close to their parent. So for example, this is someone who, let's say if you only grew up with your mom, but your mom was completely stoic and not emotional, which I spent the first half of Izzy's life like that. Not by choice, but because of survival, right? And so, for example, this is someone who grew up with someone who didn't give to them emotionally, but gave them everything, sustained for them, you know, did the most for them, was always there for them, made sure they were provided for. Like, this is someone who puts like their mom on a pedestal, but their mom really missed a mark in a specific area in their life. And so I, number one, feel like this is someone who is having a hard time even having that conversation. But then there's also the fact of, like, you take into consideration someone now has their own children. And so in order to make sure that they're hitting the mark that was missed for them, what they're doing is essentially missing certain marks with their own children. It's a fucking chain reaction is what this is. And I feel that. I'm not entirely sure that whoever I'm speaking to understands that yet. Like, I still feel like someone's being hard on themselves instead of looking at it as like a bigger picture, as like, okay, like, I don't blame my parent, because I know this is what they thought was the best thing, right? The same way I'm not gonna blame myself. I'm gonna be accountable, but I'm not gonna put myself in a hole that I can't get out of, because at the end of the day, I'm doing the best I could with what I got. Fire signs. I also, for the fire signs, I also want to say that blanket that I was tapping into before when I said it feels like someone was like putting a cuito over me to like keep me warm and keep me optimistic. And then at one point it was almost like someone was breaking free from that blanket. Don't turn away people when they're trying to help you. Don't do that. That's not going to be conducive to your story. It's not going to be conducive to your growth, to your stability. Try not to push people away. Because I feel like the fire signs are like, I need space. I'm being suffocated here. Like, I need space. Don't smother me. Don't, like, someone's like, they're getting real fidgety. They're getting real, you know, and I just be very careful. Be very careful with that, fire signs. Like, be very careful that you're not smothering your children because you didn't get certain affection when you was growing up. It almost comes off as like someone is extra, like babying their kids to the point where now they're 19, 20 years old and they can't function in the real world. You don't want to get to that point, you know? And so just be very careful to try to keep it at a happy medium, whatever it is, because it's going to be different for everyone. Sheesh. All right, the last one we're going to do is air. Which I ain't even gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared, a little bit. We're gonna talk to Gemini, we're gonna talk to Libra, we're gonna talk to Aquarius. Wheel of Fortune. Changes, a new beginning. Something that someone's fought for, something that someone has fought through. Touche to everything about all of the above. Don't do it. Don't do it, air signs. Don't do it. 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands. Don't take part in pettiness. Don't take part in pettiness. There's going to be a situation that's going to arise if it hasn't already. And someone is going to be fishing for a reaction from you. The reason why someone's doing this is because they're fucked up. Like emotionally. They're not in a good place. It's important, air signs, that you recognize that. It's important that you don't play along with the game. Don't bring yourself down to a level that you've already transcended from. Also, there's this energy here of like, as an air sign, we hate this, but like a test. It's almost like Spirit is saying, well, this change that you've wanted, this change that you've been manifesting, are you ready for this change? The only way to really know that for sure is by giving you this test. Are you going to take part in this? Are you going to succumb to this? Are you going to play the game? Or have you moved past this, essentially? 5 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Someone is about to be tested, but with something or about something that they thought they've moved on from. For some of us, you didn't. For some of us, this is going to be extremely triggering. You thought you moved on from this and you didn't. For others of us, moved on is an understatement. Like, you're so far past something, by the time that test comes, you're not even going to notice because you're going to pass the shit with flying colors. Someone is also stressed out about taking a test, an assessment test, a driving test. There's a test that someone is stressed out about and you're going to pass it. You're stressing yourself out for no reason. Libra. I don't know if I'm talking to Libra or if I'm talking to someone who... I don't know if I'm talking to Libra, or I don't know if this is something that is like, all right, I'm worrying about this. And at the end of the day, no matter which way I do this, there's no wrong answer here because justice is here. There's no wrong answer here. The King of Cups. Somebody doesn't want to say the wrong thing. Somebody is afraid that they might say the wrong thing. Which is why I'm saying nothing you can say is going to be the wrong thing. Nothing you can say, the King of Cups again, with the Page of Swords. Nothing you can say is going to be the wrong thing because it's how you genuinely feel. someone, I think someone is about to have a change of heart. I didn't want to say that, right? It's so funny because in my head, I'm like, how else can I spin this? And Spirit is like, no, this is the message. There's no way to spin this. Somebody has had a change of heart behind their emotions, something that they feel, something that they felt, which essentially the signs are literally all connected, all the elements, because we've been tapping into this energy since the beginning of this live tonight. Whoever has had this change of heart, I just want to clarify that the change of heart that you've had, it's justified. You have every right to change your mind about what you believe, what you think, what you want. Like, there is no wrong answer for something. There is no wrong answer for something because it's true to what you feel or who you are. With the Fool and the Ace of Cups, I think someone is about to take one hell of a risk based off of something that they feel tethered to, or something that they feel connected to. The Fool again, but this time with the Hierophant. This isn't something that you pulling out of your ass. This isn't something that, even if it's new for other people, that's a them thing, and it's fine. Fuck these people, because it's not about them. This is something with the Hierophant that you've already settled with this. This is something that already makes sense to you. This is something that is already written for you. If this is a physical thing, like an external thing even, it's something that you've already made sense of. It's something that you've already worked through. It's something that you have already dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's about. The Knight of Cups. There's 2 cups here. If this is romantic, there's 2 people that want to be together. There's 2 people that want to be together. There's 2 people that will be together. With the Knight of Cups and the King, there's 2 cups there. And the 10, which is a 3 of Cups. 10 and 2 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. With a King of Pentacles. If this is somebody who has, again, and I've said this before, especially in November, it's somebody here who's been so used to things being one way. They're really about to be like sitting down like, holy shit, because things are about to change in a way that you did not foresee coming. The Hermit, the 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. There is someone here who has already made it a thing where it's like, I'm single. If this is relationships, I'm single. I'm going to be single and I'm fine with that. No, you're not. 6 of Cups? No, you're not. With the Moon, it's the 9 of Pentacles, which is like happy being alone. The Moon, and then the 5 of Pentacles. Someone for a long time was feeding themselves the narrative that they were better off on their own, that they were the happiest on their own. And I think, honestly, with the Pisces card right smack in the middle here with the Moon, I think you were doing yourself a disservice, air signs. I think that someone was trying to sweep their feelings under the rug. Somebody was trying to move away from what they were feeling, because with the 6 of Cups, with the King is 7, with the Knight is 8. Someone was trying to act like they didn't have feelings. Someone was trying to act like they didn't want this or want a relationship. Someone was trying to act like they're better off on their own. When the reality is, this is what they've been alone and out in the cold. Are you strong enough to do life on your own? Yeah. But do you want to do it by yourself? No, I don't think so. It's like, can I pay my own bills? Yeah. Is it nice when someone offers to pay your bill for you? Yeah. It's like that. It's like that energy, because it feels like, can I do it? Yes. But the thing is, I feel like someone has, I think it's been so long that I think someone has either gotten themselves so used to it that they're now saying it out loud, which be careful with that, because I definitely feel like in denial, in denial. Like I've been saying it for so long that I don't care, that I'm fine by myself. I've been saying it for so long that now someone's like, wait a minute, hold on, hold on, because I don't necessarily feel like that's the truth here for somebody. Another 6 with the world. Another 6 of cups, and then the world card. There's something here that you've been tied to since childhood. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a pattern. I don't know if this is a behavior thing. I don't know if this is a relationship, a person, a friend, hobby. There's something here that you've done forever. Someone's like, I've been doing this my whole life, but I don't feel like you're going to be doing it for much longer. The Hermit and the 6 of Wands. Somebody's intuition has been burning. Like, someone's intuition has been warning you, telling you, reminding you, like just redirecting you, pointing you into the direction of something. And I think, oh my God, the Tower and the 6 of Pentacles. I think that someone has been purposefully avoiding whatever it is their intuition has been telling them, showing them. The Tower with that 6 of Pentacles is interesting to me because when we think of the air signs, we think of learning, forever learning. We are forever students as air signs. We are extremely open-minded. And the one word that comes to mind, especially the word is on the card, objectivity. And I think that for a lot of us air signs, we've become accustomed, I guess to say. We've been so accustomed to how society has worked around us and how people, because even in the 6 of Pentacles, they're breadcrumbing, right? And so how they're showing me this is like, for the air signs, for some of us, we're still very much in the energy of like being petty and like matching energy, right? But even in the event where you're still doing that, because you shouldn't be doing that. We should already be to the point where we understand that matching energy is only going to accumulate more bad karma for us personally, individually, right? But for those of us who are still in that era, in that energy of matching, I think that it's almost like, it's because this feels romantic to me. It feels, and it's not romantic like there's a connection on the table. It's in a romantic sense. It's like someone's telling themselves, I'm just gonna be single because it's better this way. Well, why is it more peaceful for you this way, air signs? Because you don't have to make yourself uncomfortable by sharing your emotions. Does that make, does that make sense? Because it feels like I don't necessarily want to invest emotionally. Like, that's taking a gamble. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to take a chance on love. I don't want to fall in love. I don't want to be dependent on someone emotionally. I don't want to do the things that require me to be soft and mushy and vulnerable. I don't want to do those things. And so there's a sense here of like, this is what I believed for a long time. The thing is, air signs, what I'm seeing on the table is I see that changing. I can't tell you why it's changing because everybody's story is going to be different. But with the 6 of Pentacles, it's almost like it's almost like the universe is fucking tired of giving you the breadcrumbs that you've been giving them. The little bit of effort here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's coming to an end. 6 of Pentacles and the Tower. I feel like whether someone goes from being single to being in an actual full-blown relationship, or there's this knowing that, because either you allow yourself the space to do that, or what happens is you're going to be in a hole on your own. Knowing now that you're not happy by yourself, Like that you do want partnership, that you do want love, that you do want a partnership, you know. And even if you're not, even after having that understanding and that awakening, even if you're not, even when you are understanding that, if you aren't open to it, you're gonna be in the hole. Girl, I feel like I just went on 3 different cycles trying to say that. But I think that's the denial that my air signs are in. It's like, I want the companionship, but and for some of us, somebody's still in a space where they're in denial about this. They're not even here yet with the message. It's like they're still telling themselves that they're in the 9 of Pentacles, when the whole time we already know with the 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the 5 of Pentacles, somebody was not in the 9, they're in the 5. Because if we added, so I don't even think I broke that down for y'all. The reason why I'm saying that, right? Because the 9, this is the way it came out. The 9, the Moon, and the 5. If we add the 9 and the 5 is 14. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1 and 4 is a 5. So someone's saying, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm chilling. The reality is this is where they are. And if anyone was doubting that, if you add the 2 cards, they equate to a 14, which is essentially a 5. So maybe that's why I was getting tongue-tied, because somebody in the audience, somebody in the chat is probably like, how the fuck you got there? Like, people think I'm in the 5, but I'm really in the 9. No. You're not. You could keep telling yourself that. You could keep trying to make yourself believe that. It's like when people, you ever hear someone who's lying and they trying to sell somebody something? They trying to sell them a story or a narrative, and they keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it, and you kind of look at them like, yo, you trying to convince me of this, or you trying to convince yourself? Because that's what this comes off as. That's what this comes off as. And I think with the 6 of Pentacles, because the 6 added to that 5 would be 11, which would equate to a 2. So the 2 of Pentacles with the Tower, it's like someone can no longer keep this going. The charade, someone can no longer keep that going. It's either you address the elephant in the room, that you're not actually in the 9, that you are actually in the 5, and start doing the legwork from that point, or you can stay in the 5 and paint it like it's a 9, but you're going to stay in that hole by yourself. Because we started the reading for the air signs with the Wheel of Fortune and Justice. This alone basically says that no matter what comes out in the cards, no matter what the message essentially leads to being in the cards, it's up to you how this is going to play out. I could tell you till my face is green that this, what you're doing, isn't conducive. But until you're ready to rectify it, until you're ready to change it, you're gonna stay in that element, in that unhealthy space for as long as it's gonna take. No one else has the not even the capacity. No one else is gonna have what it takes to move you out of that. Not until you're ready. If that makes sense. Collective. This was an interesting way to start December. I gotta go cuddle under my own blanket of optimism and try to figure out what half of these messages meant tonight. I'm gonna leave this here, right? Because at some point we're gonna do elements again. I love you guys wholeheartedly, and I fuck with you guys the longest way. Please don't hesitate to hit that like button on your way out. This was day 1 of LiVEMAS. We will be live every day for the next 31 days. Tonight is, or was, depending on your time zone, the new moon in Sagittarius. That is tonight. And this video, this live, will be timestamped. So if you came in late, or if you just want to go back and watch certain messages, I'm going to have the timestamps in the comments in a few minutes, because as soon as I finish, I'll be able to do it. And I feel like there was something else. Oh, the wish list. The wish list stuff for those of you who do want to take part in that, because obviously it's not mandatory. For those of you who do want to take part in the wish list, I will have it linked in the comments for today's live. And starting tomorrow all the way through through to the 31st. I will have it in the description box. My hands are freezing. My toes are frozen. This is how y'all know I fuck with y'all the longest way. Because, like, I'm out here freezing my canepas off to get these messages out. You feel me? I love y'all wholeheartedly. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to do a daytime one or not tomorrow. But again, I will have the link posted at least an hour in advance to give you guys a heads up. It's been real, mi gente. Let me get my ass up from here so I could press the button. I hope everyone has a good night. And I will see you guys mañana.